Welcome to track 2 of the mindfulness-based stress reduction program. This 40-minute guided sitting meditation is broken down into sections, marked by the sound of a bell. If you're able to sit through the whole meditation, that's great, and if not, that's okay too. Undertaking whatever is realistic for you at this time in your day and life. In order to create the space, it's helpful to make sure that you'll be free from as many distractions as possible, dedicating this time for yourself. Sitting here in silence as you explore different aspects of your experience. And so as you sit here on your cushion, bench, or on a chair, becoming aware of the points of contact between you and the surface below. Noticing the sensations of touch and pressure. Perhaps you're able to release any places of obvious tension into that support. Noticing the holding in the jaw, allowing your tongue to soften and your shoulders to fall away from your ears. And sitting here with your spine upright, but not stiff, your vertebrae stacked one on top of the other, with the crown of your head lifting as if gently pulled skywards by a string. Your chin slightly tucked in so that the back of the neck is elongated. And sitting in a posture that reflects for you a sense of quiet dignity. And when you're ready, I'd invite you to gently close your eyes. If that doesn't feel right for you, to softly focus them at a point on the ground a few feet in front of you. Taking a few deeper breaths. And with each out-breath, allowing any remaining tension to dissolve into the ground beneath you. And as you arrive ever more fully in your body, perhaps it's possible to connect with your intention to set aside the usual doing, problem-solving, planning mode, and instead simply being here, with whatever arises moment to moment. And in doing so, enhancing your capacity to see ever more clearly the reality of how things are in your life and the world around you right now, enabling you to respond with awareness, wisdom, and compassion. And so we start this period of mindful sitting by directing our attention towards the breath at the belly. Noticing the sensations as your tummy expands on the in-breath and as it falls back on the out-breath. Rising and falling. Not having to have it be a certain way, simply noticing how it is for you right now. Whether that's comfortable or not. Whether the breath is shallow, deep, fast or slow. However it is for you is simply how it is for you in this moment. It's totally normal to notice the desire to have your breath be a particular way. And if you find yourself wishing you were experiencing something other than what you actually are experiencing right now, simply noticing that desire. And then returning to this in-breath and to this out-breath. Rising and falling. You may also notice the tendency of your mind to wander away from the object of your attention. And onto other things such as strong sensations in other parts of your body, to sounds around you, or most commonly towards thinking. And so when you notice this happening, just as you would train a young puppy to come to heel, gently, caringly, but firmly, guiding your attention back to this breath. And to this breath. Over and over and over again. And as your attention settles a little more fully on each breath, you may become aware of more and more subtle layers to your experience. You may notice that no two breaths are ever quite the same. Always changing, always different. You may also be aware of the momentary gap in between the in-breath and the out-breath, and the in-breath again. A moment of simple, pure stillness, where nothing is happening, and yet nothing is missing. And so as we prepare to expand the field of awareness, knowing that at any time in your day, your breath can be like your home base. Just as a ship anchors herself in the midst of the storm, so your breath grounds you in present time awareness. A safe haven no matter what the weather patterns of your life. As we now shift our awareness from the breath at the belly, I would now invite you to expand your attention to include a sense of your entire body sitting here breathing. Just as you've been practicing in the body scan, guiding your attention downwards towards your feet. Noticing whatever sensations are present for you here in this moment. Perhaps you're aware of some tingling, throbbing, pulsing, itching. You also may be aware of some heat or coolness. Whatever is true for you right now. Bringing the same quality of moment-to-moment, non-judgmental awareness you brought to your breath just a few moments ago. As you now slide your awareness upwards and into your lower legs, noticing whatever sensations are present in this part of your body. Guiding your attention back if it starts to wander. And letting go of your attention of your lower legs as you continue upwards and into the thighs and hips. Aware of any places of obvious sensation, and resting here a while to explore these sensations more deeply, with interest and curiosity. As if this is the first time you've experienced these particular upper legs. Which in many ways is simply true. Our body changing from one day to the next, indeed from one moment to the next. Nothing and no one ever remaining quite the same. And continuing onwards and upwards as you guide your attention into your abdomen and entire torso. Noticing whatever experiences are occurring here for you in this moment. And if at any time these sensations become too intense, it's fine to slowly, mindfully adjust your position to one of greater ease. While mindfulness helps us foster greater awareness of our present moment experience, ultimately it's not a passive practice. On the contrary, as we come to see how things truly are in our lives, we are increasingly moved to act according to that wisdom and insight. Extending in the first instance compassion towards ourselves, and then by extension towards others around us. And so moving now up to include in awareness the sensations in your shoulders and arms. Shifting focus into your neck. face, and head. And finally, returning to a sense of your whole body sitting here, noticing whatever it's experiencing, moment to moment. As we now prepare to expand the field of our awareness once again, no matter what its current challenges, ailments, or injuries, perhaps you're able to open to a sense of appreciation for what your body continues to be able to do, to a sense of its wholeness. That also includes any places of brokenness. Once again, you're invited to expand the field of your awareness to now include the realm of emotions. In other words, how you're feeling in this very moment. Just as with our bodily sensations, in the usual busyness of our daily lives, it's easy to overlook this aspect of our experience, and in so doing miss out on the essential guidance and wisdom from our body. And so, a bit like tuning into a radio station, shifting the frequency of your attention to the channel of emotions. Simply noticing what is present for you in this very moment. No need to push away, deny, or judge any feelings that you may notice. Every feeling has its value and meaning. Whether it's joy, sadness, peace, anger, frustration, love, or boredom. We can welcome and entertain them all, knowing that our heart is big enough to hold it all. Remaining as best you can with the actual felt experience of the emotion. In other words, sensing it directly in your body, moment to moment. Noticing where you're experiencing it right now. in the belly, the chest, your throat, head, or wherever is true for you. And if at any time you're finding it hard to stay with any feeling, perhaps because of the discomfort, it may be helpful to imagine yourself holding that emotion just as you would a young child. Gently, lovingly, with compassion and without judgment. And as you explore more deeply into your experience, you may discover that without any need to force things, the understanding and meaning associated with the feelings naturally emerge. Your job is simply to be quiet, to pay attention to what is already here. And to patiently trust in the unfolding when the time is right for you. If at any time you are becoming overwhelmed or engulfed by your experience of any particular emotion, it's totally fine and indeed skillful to guide your attention back to the home bases of the breath or bodily sensations. Returning once again to the realm of emotions, as and when you're ready to do so. As we shift our awareness once again, this time I'd invite you to tune into the realm of thinking. Something that appears to be happening continuously, to the extent that you may be barely aware of any gaps between your thoughts. This is quite normal in our modern, multitasking, fast-paced world. However, as we've already come to see, there are many other aspects that make up who we are, including our breath, bodily sensations, our emotions, and all our other senses. And so, for the sake of practice, rather than following any particular thought, no matter how interesting or important it may seem to you, the invitation is instead to notice the underlying patterns or themes to your thoughts. And so as you tune into the thoughts occurring right now, you may be aware of certain themes emerging. Planning, analyzing, problem solving, remembering, judging, and so on. Whatever is true for you in this moment. No need to change them in any way. Rather, once again, we are fostering our capacity for being able to witness what is simply true. This time in the faculty of thinking, without getting caught up in the actual content of those thoughts. Thinking is not our enemy. Indeed, it's another wonderful ability that we have developed. The problem really lies in when we believe that this is all we are. When we become overly identified with our thoughts. And so just simply observing them in this moment with the same kind of curiosity and acceptance that you have brought to the breath, to bodily sensations, and to your emotions. Surrounding them in awareness, just like clouds passing by the mountain, noticing your thoughts emerging, staying a while, and then passing by. If at any time you find yourself swept along by a particularly strong current of thought, when you become aware of this, simply pausing and without judgment or criticism, returning once again to an awareness of the pattern to your thinking. and on occasions when the stream of thinking may be so powerful, it may be helpful to return to the stability of the breath. Or indeed to explore more deeply into the underlying emotions that generate those thoughts. And in the remaining few moments of this period of sitting practice, the invitation is to let go of focusing on any one particular object of attention, whether that's the breath, bodily sensation, an emotion, thought, and instead simply to open to awareness itself. To that space in which all experiences appear. Just like opening to the vast sky within which all clouds, the sun, and all the stars appear. Whenever an object comes into your awareness, simply noticing that, staying with it, and then watching it pass by. Returning once again to awareness itself. By its very nature, whole, alive, and at peace. Where everything and everyone is connected. An important part of the whole. And as we draw this period to a close, returning to this in-breath and to this out-breath. To your entire body sitting here breathing. Taking a moment to appreciate your efforts in fostering your ability to be present with whatever is true for you, no matter how uncomfortable, moment to moment to moment. knowing that each time spent doing so is one of the greatest investments you can make to your health and well-being, and in turn to the well-being of others around you and the world at large. Knowing that this is your innate, true nature, as you now move and stretch your body in whatever way feels right for you. And in your own time, gradually allowing in some light as you slowly open your eyes. Taking all the time you need before mindfully moving on with whatever is most important to you in this moment of your precious life.